Sword and Shield is invaluable to the Frostborn community. There are some things that should never be used with a Sword and Shield, but there are crazy combinations that can change the tide of battle. I'm here to show you how to master Sword and Shield in Frostborn. The Sword and Shield starts with a standard of 15 damage and you can block whilst attacking. This is the only weapon that can do this. As you can see, I'm taking 3 damage, and the 1 block damage means that I've taken 1 damage away from the main attack, which would have been 4. With a reflect potion, it will end up actually being a completely different damage ratio. It will actually be 6. This is because of something else I'll explain later. If you want to check out more about potions, check on the top right of the screen. It will be coming soon, and we'll talk about all potions in another video. So yeah, you see the sneak damage is 45, with a damage increase it's 50, and a normal stand damage with mushroom buff is 17. This is the weakest shield in the game, which can be used with the warrior skill as well, despite the warrior skill being in the heavy class. But all it means is that when you wear plate armor, you'll get the armor bonus. As you can see here, I can still do it with a staff, the heavy weapon skill. So yeah, don't use warrior. With the strong shield and sword, your damage is at 18 with an attack speed of 1, and you get an armor bonus of 6. Obviously the 50% is on every single shield. As you see, I'm doing a 22 standard, a 66 with berserk. With food included, it's only 60 without the berserk, and then obviously 20 standard with food buff. And then the spin attack, pointless as usual with 4 flipping damage. With berserk and buff, it's only 5. Exile Sword and Shield. Now this one has much more defense by 10 armor. The damage is at 27, and the speed is just a tinsy wincy bits faster than the green one. Obviously the berserk damage goes to 107. And then the spin again is 6. Don't use spin with this weapon. Alright, now you got Raided Axe and Shield, which is a considerably stronger weapon than the other. As you can see, berserk damage going to 162. Obviously multiplying that with mushroom, you're going to get another crazy 179, standard being 60 damage. This weapon is ridiculous, and you can really do some good damage with this, but the defense on this shield is lower than the other blue shields. If you want to be more tanky, use the other blue shield compared to this one. The spin attack again, still pointless, coming at 12 damage. As you can see, between these two, 9 damage each. Nord Shield and Sword. Now this is the strongest sword and shield in the game, coming at 55 damage, but also being slower than its predecessors at 0.9. The armor is at 18 bonus, and it blocks 5 damage with 50%. So that's crazy. So it's like a guaranteed 5 damage block on top with your 50%. So it's a bit different to the other shields, being the most ultimate shield it needs to be. As you can see, we're doing 67 standard with the stun, and then obviously we get a damage increase whilst being in protected class, bringing it to only 1 damage we're receiving off an Odin's monster. You wouldn't attack it like this, to be honest. This isn't a method for it, but I'm just showing how tanky at maximum you can be at your best status. To be honest, with the instigator boots, I am getting a 10% damage reduction as well, but the rest of it is plate. But I'm getting more movement speed, which can be quite useful in Odin's. Sadly, you can't run back and hit a wood giant without being hit. 218 being sneak damage whilst under a special damage buff, but 73 still standard. So yeah, pretty easy. Obviously you can do 182 with a stun quickly, and then obviously, you know, try to do a bit more damage, but again, you wouldn't fight like this. But speed potions, talking about that now, you can definitely escape really quickly or chase enemies. Warriors or tanks are going to have issue getting the opponent because you have to be close. As you can see here, I'm in those boots that allows me to move more faster, but you can also go to the hunter class to increase your speed to the very limit. So if you wear the instigator boots, the very fastest boots in the game, and use speed potion combined with hunter class, you're gonna be pretty damn fast. So if you need speed, this is how to do it. All right, so we've talked about pretty much the tank and stuff like that, but we still have another one to really talk about. I wasn't going to do it in this video because, to be honest, the other two classes really come under the other video. I really wanted to just cover sword and shield today. So let's go and talk about the next class called Thrasher. Alright, so Thrasher, as you can see, is really a two-handed weapon, but you can use it with a sword and shield. It can stun, which is pretty damn handy, but the problem is people tend to use it wrong. Like this move, you don't use that really fast. You've got to use that really differently. Even people do it with this and then a stun, again, still too slow. I don't suggest it. The best way to use that skill is if you're being shot with really fast weapons. What you could also do if you're trying to do a naked run is you can have your highest shield to block the damage and then switch to a dagger or any weapon that you think is good and tank that damage. This is the best way really to use a purple sword and shield, and it will lose 0 durability for you. As long as you don't swing it by mistake, you will be able to accomplish a lot of damage this way and tank. And if you got a team, this is a really effective way. Solo, I don't suggest this method, but if you got a team of 3 family, then this can be absolutely great for you. Alright, so back onto the reflection potion that I said I was going to mention later. As you can see here, I'm still taking the base damage even though I'm naked. Because even though the monster does more damage to me, I'm still not reflecting more damage back. So if you lower your defense, all you're doing is hurting yourself more, so it's not really helpful. The only way to make this really truly work is you have to use the infamous sorcerer class. Only the sorcerer class will increase the damage of reflection damage, but only on monsters. As you can see, it's now no longer 6, it's now 8. So if you want to do that to a player, what you need to do is have an illusionist staff or anything that increases damage to players, because then your reflection potion will work even better. I just wanted to clear out a myth of this, is Berserk and Dispelling does not take off the negative defense bonus. Alright, this is Kingoftryinit. I'll see you in the next one.